taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing.
The Manaz rune is the rune for the day. It's the 20th rune of the Futhark runic system. It means mankind. It's very closely linked to our destiny. We either move forwards or we move backwards. Whether we follow our destiny or not is not always up to us. You know if you're following it. If you become ill and dissatisfied, it could mean that you're on the wrong path. But if you're going to follow your destiny, be prepared for some big challenges. The path is certainly not always easy, but it will get us to our destination. You'll have some lessons to master, but in the end, it will be worth it. This rune also points to the recognition of dependence in marriage and promotes strength of mind, intelligence, and detachment from selfishness and self-deception. Generally, the Manaz rune and its interpretation refer to a single person, but it also can represent a couple that is a unit, because it does stand for unity. For the future, this rune could mean that someone is going to help you, maybe with some advice or in the realization of a dream or a project. The Manaz embodies one's inner self in the context of a divine lineage. We all have a connection to a higher power, only a very few of us know how to use it. It is therefore the divine I that is within us, which we can form a connection to the highest of the divine. There is an intelligence within us that we can access when we open our inner eye. It could mean a bond with our partner with whom we form a symbiosis or a very close friend. That is why Manaz also stands for unification and the ritual of blood brotherhood. Some beings just belong together. They complement each other and are also bound to each other, and therefore they're dependent upon each other. With the Manaz rune, it is not only meant the unity of two people, it means the unity with the I self plays an important role with this rune. Your inner self or higher self. The unity of both the hemispheres of your brain can also be considered as decisive. Only when these work together can the human achieve his full potential. The two parts want to harmonize with each other. They want to walk hand in hand. So Manaz thus helps to synchronize our cerebral hemispheres, and our body connects with our mind, and both connect with our soul. When we look in the mirror, we see ourselves, but what we really see is just our outer shell. We see what we want to see, and we show of ourselves to the world what we want them to see. And we also get this image reflected right back to us by others. Whether we are really the way we want to be, we can find out with the help of the Manaz rune. Often, something blocks the access to our true self. Is it the expectations from outside that we try to live up to? Are we standing in our own way? Are we in denial? Do we compare ourselves too much with others? In any case, there may be a blockage, a barrier that prevents us from seeing who we really are. Perhaps we have tried to fulfill the wishes of others for far too long, and in this process we have forgotten what we actually want. Now we get the chance to explore ourselves and become the person we want to be with this rune. The obstacles can be cleared out of the way. the blocks removed. We just have to get out of our way and stay out. And we must learn to let the people around us be themselves. Their views and desires cannot change who we are. If the Manaz rune is pulled in a casting and it's in front of you, it's because it is time to find our way back to ourselves. The outside of us, our shell, has to be neglected for just a little bit because it is much more important to look within. What do I find there? What are my deepest secrets? What things do I perhaps not like about myself and have therefore closed myself off to? For too often we create a false self image of ourselves. It is time to take off the mask and look at who we really are. This always leaves that feeling that something's not right, but we are not genuine only when we live authentically. We are in harmony with ourselves and can reflect this to others in the outside world. The Manaz rune also stands for cooperation. Together we are strong. That's its motto. There is no shame in accepting advice or help from others. Another person can help us tremendously to broaden our horizons. It makes perfect sense to approach steps of a problem as a team and not struggle through everything and everywhere alone. If the easiest way to get out of these situations is to adopt a positive attitude. If runes of delay appear in the same casting, like the runes Naudis, Isa, Athalia, or Anzus, or vice versa, we should wait before starting a new project. Stop right there. We got to take that out because we don't need that. That's not got nothing to do with this. Right. Okay. So basically, what this rune is telling us is to go within and connect with our higher self. It's really more important than what we do on the outside. Work in unity and cooperation, work as a team, and everything should be fine. It's a good rune. It's basically saying that we just need to stop running around and doing all of the stuff that we do that keeps us so busy that we don't have time for ourselves. It's telling us to take a nice long bubble bath. It's telling us to sit out in the sun and read a book. It's telling us to go fishing. Whatever it is you like to do, it's telling you to pamper yourself where you have some time alone with yourself, you and your higher self. Go on like a little friend date or something. And, spend the day together. Get your head straight. Just let the world go. That's what the Manaz rune is telling you. Now, here are some properties of the Manaz rune. Like I said, it's the 20th rune in the alphabet. It represents the letter M. It has the element of air. It represents the deities Mimir, who is the guardian of the world tree that Odin hung in. Odin, who is the head god of the Vikings or the Norse. And then Heimdall, who is Odin's son. It symbolizes mankind. Its keywords are togetherness, individuality, friendship, society, cooperation, and help. The stones associated with this rune are amethyst, garnet. The tree associated is actually a vine. The flowers associated with this rune are honeysuckle and foxglove. And the medicinal herbs of this rune are madder and pimpernel. The colors associated with this rune are blue and dark red, like a blood red. And the body parts, or the body association, is the motor skills. The scent associated is nutmeg and sage. And the animal that's associated with this rune is a goshawk. And in the Nordic tradition, the goshawk is the personal power animal. So that's really strong right there. In the tarot, it's represented by the Hierophant or the High Priest, the Magician, and the Wheel of Destiny, also known as the Wheel of Fortune. In astrology, it has its sun in Aquarius and the moon in the fourth house, and is highly associated with the planet Jupiter. Now let's look at the Viking symbol of the day for March 1st, 2024. Today's Viking symbol is Mjolnir. Mjolnir is Icelandic for lightning. It's also the name of the warhammer that Thor carries in the Norse mythology. It's a magical weapon, and he fought the enemies of the gods with it, especially the giants and the Midgard serpent. Mjolnir was created by two dwarves, Sindri and Brock, and has the ability that when thrown, it will never miss, and it returns to the hand of Thor every time. Originally, Mjolnir was supposed to be a kind of sledgehammer with a long handle, but Loki, however, bet Brock his head that the gods would not like their gifts. Afraid of losing his head, Loki stung Brock in one eyelid while disguised as a fly to distract him from his work on the bellows and thus mess up the forging. This greatly shortened the handle, but nevertheless, the hammer was the best gem and the best gift, and Loki, who could talk his way out of his punishment, had his mouth sewn shut. In the Elder Edda, there's a song that tells of Mjolnir's theft. It recounts the theft of the hammer by the giant Thrym. In return for the hammer, which is vital to the gods, the giant demands the goddess Freya as his bride. Well, the goddess Freya flatly refuses that. Thor and Loki go to scheming, and they're sent to the realm of the giants, disguised as the bride and the bridesmaid in women's clothing. The giants, they soon discover the deceit, as Thor devours almost everything that is served at the feast far too quickly. And he drinks all the mead too. But Loki cleverly claims that the bride had fasted for a very long time, and that is why she had such a big appetite. In this way, Thrym was outwitted for just a few moments until, according to ancient custom, the hammer is placed in the lap of the bride as a sign of the blessing. Well, you know what Thor did. Coming into possession of his miraculous weapon, Thor slays the giant and all of his clan and returns victorious to Asgard. Well, that was pretty interesting. Alright, tune in tomorrow for another rune and another symbol. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Namaste.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything.